Watch closely because this is going to end fast. We backed him into the corner with a special 2. Now we're chaining on heavies and we are melting him so fast. And look at this crit. We're about to see an 84,000 crit. Now this is because of several of the nodes with heavy assault and foresight, but we're going to circle back to that video later on in this video. We're going to be taking a look at some videos with Hulkbuster using the War Machine pre-fights as well as the Odin pre-fight abilities, and we're testing out some different synergies. So with the War Machine pre-fights, just having him on the team and using a pre-fight gives you 10% attack, plus one of the pre-fights, the one that we are using, is going to give us additional attack rating based on armor. Now, we are using Odin's pre-fights, which help a little bit in a couple ways because it'll increase the potency of our armor up. So with the War Machine one, we'll be getting more effective attack rating. Plus, we're also using the Yellow Jacket synergy to get a Fury when we activate our special attack, and that Fury is going to have increased potency because of the Odin pre-fight as well. Now we're getting into our damage here. We've power drained and locked him, and now we're spamming stuns in the corner. We're not getting many crits here, unfortunately. There's a nice 28,000 crit, and we had to stop because he gained a bar of power. Now we're going back in with another heavy attack, and we whiffed one, unfortunately, there. But we're going to get back into things here. We're going to stun him with the special 1, throw a couple more heavy attacks and stuns. 24,000 hit there. Unfortunately, we got clipped. We're coming back in. We're going to throw off our special 1 for a massive crit with 39,000 damage, just shy of 39,000 damage. Now we're going to watch the end of another clip against Winter Soldier where we get some nice crits off of our special 2, doing just over 60,000 damage, I think, if I counted right. And then we're going straight into the heavy spam, 21,000, 26,000, and not crit on that one, but boom, finishing off with a 30,000 crit from that heavy attack. So that was a pretty quick run there, and I think they were both around 50 hits to take down Winter Soldier there. Now we're going to go into some Act 7 gameplay, and this node has clapback and ebb and flow heavy, so you have to heavy attack to deal regular damage, and you have to do that pretty frequently. And we have clapback, so when Hulkbuster heavies, he gets a shock applied to him. Now with the War Machine pre-fights, one of them gives you additional energy resistance based on your armor, but mostly the effect we're looking for from Odin here is one of his pre-fights give 80% shock immunity. We're also getting the increased potency of our armor ups and furies from Odin as well, and the same attack bonuses that we're getting from the War Machine pre-fight. So we're going to see here, we throw off a heavy, we get a shock applied to us, and it's dealing very little damage. So we're actually healing from the shocks that we're dealing to ourselves. Now one of the nodes here is every time you trigger a buff, you can purify one of the debuffs that are on you. So that's how you see that we're purifying some of these debuffs every time we dex a special attack. So that is removing some of the debuffs for us. But again, the debuffs are actually helping us because we're healing from them. And we need to continue to do lots of heavies every time that protection goes back active. Now we're going to go back into our heavy spam in the corner because we did a nice power drain and power lock. Now, unfortunately, he is going to interrupt our heavy spam here. I was a little slow releasing the heavy attack, or he got up really quickly, who knows. We're going to try to get that into his block with that special 2 and go right back into the heavy attack spam in the corner once again, building up power, keeping him locked in the corner, some nice 26,000 crits there, and baiting out a special attack, going right back into it, trying to throw that special 2 into the block. Dang, that crit on there was a 90,000 damage special 2. So we're dealing out some big damage, and we finished that fight in just under 50 hits. Now we are going to take a look at the next fight on this path, which is against Guillotine 2019-9, who you want to knock down somewhat routinely anyways, which Hulkbuster wants to do regardless. Now this was my least favorite fight on this path, the one I struggled with the most, and we're going to see I do make some mistakes here, but Hulkbuster handles this fight very well, and the mistakes do allow us to showcase his regeneration. And not only does he regenerate, but while he is regenerating, he gets a nice attack bonus that scales up based on his signature level. So we are going to be able to deal some increased damage while we are regenerating, and I think we're going to be able to highlight that in this video. So part of the reason why I've been struggling with this fight is Guillotine 29 recovers really quickly when she's knocked down, so she stands up and she attacks me before I can get off my heavy attack or intercept or whatever it may be. So I had to start playing a little more passively, but we're going to set ourselves up shortly here, and we're going to be able to deal out a massive amount of damage in a short period of time after we get hit by this special 1. Obviously that was intentional, of course, because who would ever get hit by an opponent's special 1, especially Guillotine, of course, right? So now we're waiting out this cloak, and we're going to bait out a couple heavy attacks here to build up couple bars of power. Once we've got our power, we're going to go in and we're going to pause slightly so we can throw it into the block, and then we're going to cycle into our heavy attacks, and we managed to get it just in time. Unfortunately, our crit RNG wasn't so good, but instead of baiting out the opponent's special 1, we throw our special 1 into the block for a 38,000 crit, followed by a 26,000 heavy attack crit, and then finish it off with another heavy attack for another pretty quick fight. 64 hits. We did take a little time getting set up, but once we got into it and chained on the heavies, we did pretty good. Now, this fight is more for fun. It has heavy assault as well as foresight and then encroaching stun. So we have to make sure we're timing special attacks around the encroaching stun. But with heavy assault, we're going to get some massive damage from our heavy attacks. And with foresight, when we go into the heavy spam in the corner, we are going to be intercepting. So we're going to get that foresight node as well. And we're going to deal some crazy damage and end the fight in under 30 hits in this Act 7 quest. Now we're pushing him now into the corner with our special 2. We're going to chain on our heavy attacks. We're getting that foresight node to trigger, and look how fast he starts to melt as we just chain on these heavy attacks. That was an 84,000 crit, and we finished him off with 1 rotation, ending with this special 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck, and I hope to see you in the next video.